Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I post fragrance related content, guys, in case you're here for the very first time, and would very much appreciate it if you did consider joining us by subscribing. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. I appreciate it as always. Welcome to today's fragrance review video. Today we have Infini Elixir by Maison Alhambra. This is a fragrance that just by the presentation, I was a little bit skeptical on purchasing this one until the store told me that no, it has nothing to do with Berry Al Oud Amethyst, which is a fragrance that is inspired by atomic rose. Okay, so this has nothing to do with that. This is the presentation, and I'm just going to take off the top there, and the bottle sits in there. It's quite a gigantic bottle. I wish they had actually done it a little bit smaller. I think this is just a little bit too much. I mean, it's too, the way it looks, like so imposing on the screen, is exactly how it looks in real life. I'm going to spray this on my arm. So what made me buy it at the end of the day was they told me that this one was in the same vein as initial side effects, and I do not have that fragrance. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to tell you my thoughts, right? And I'm going to liken it to something that I already have within my collection that has nothing to do with side effects. So if you have side effects and you're listening, please do comment in the comment section whether the description kind of fits that. This fragrance opens up with like a host of sweet spices, and by this I mean it kind of feels like it's got cinnamon in there, it has nutmeg in there. This is just my guess because it's like a build up of a lot of sweetened spices. They're like warm sweet spices, even a sweet cardamom there, but the presentation in itself is very dry, so do expect like a dry spicy type of fragrance there in the opening, but something in here definitely feels like nutmeg. And if I have lost you by sweetened spices, let me say, if you've used allspice, just allspice, okay, how it interprets to the nose comes across as something that is here, like a host of all these spices that are quite sweet. Nothing there striking and piercing as green or anything like that. That is what I get. And then with that, you're going to smell some tobacco, but not prominent. Everything in this fragrance is guarded. It's coming across as very careful there. So when I say it's got tobacco, and you're the sort of person that's like, I don't like tobacco-y fragrances, I'm going to say don't run away from this just yet. If it hasn't set long enough in my collection, because I've had it for about 7 days, enough to mature to become a beast, like if it's supposed to be a beast, I don't know. But for now, it's giving me a very careful presentation there. And you can tell that it is built around a niche DNA, not your traditional DNA, but at the same time, very careful there. So I get a fragrance that's not even projecting for now. It's a fragrance that's coming across as intimate and soft. And you're going to get like traces of some woods in the background there. And then there's like a rummy accord or an alcohol note that has been used in here, which could very well be rum or whiskey. Okay, so you're going to have that note there. However, it's not coming across as tipsy for now. I mean, it's coming across as boozy, but not like as tipsy boozy, if you know what I mean. For instance, if you're the sort of person that would not like to wear a fragrance that is boozy or has a boozy accord, or you are a religious person and you don't like fragrances that are classed as boozy because they can give off like an obvious alcohol note, I don't get that from here. I do get wafts off, and the rum accord here is very soothing and kind of like very warm and softened by those spices. So it becomes like a very soft, gentle rummy fragrance, if you will. And of course, a punch of vanilla there, so it's going to be something along them lines. There's also something here that feels like an underlying, like a cherry note, but I don't know. It's just coming across as though there is like a wafts of cherry within this fragrance. Now, process of elimination, let me say first off, no, I was wrong. This is nothing to do with Berry Al Oud Amethyst, which is a fragrance that draws inspiration from atomic rose. So this does not feel purple. This does not give me that, what you call it, that rubbery accord that I get from that fragrance. So the two fragrances are not the same. If you are like me, judging this fragrance, I'm going to say go ahead and purchase it if you want. It has nothing to do with that fragrance. What it kind of reminds me of, which I already have in my collection, is a rum note that is built very similar to that of Jazz Club. Okay, Jazz Club, Replica's Jazz Club has got a softened rum note there. If it is, you know, on the shelf there, and I had to like smell it, it would be probably one of the best blended rums or best matured rums. I don't know. It just doesn't come across as a rough around the edges type of rum, if you will. So there is that very soft, kind of special smelling rum accord in this fragrance that is wrapped around those spices, okay, giving it a warm, cozy feel. To some, it's even going to be a little Christmassy there, okay? That is what I get. It has the potential to cross over to winter, but for now, I'm not getting a beastly performing fragrance. I'm getting a fragrance that is quite intimate, a fragrance that the wearer is likely to enjoy than the people around them, because I don't get a fragrance that is projecting that much. I am getting a fragrance that is staying very close to my skin, okay? And it seems to have two facets, this fragrance. The initial few hours are going to give you this woodsy, rummy, spicy thing, but later on, like way later on, it kind of dries down to like a floral, like a very light floral there, but a beautiful smelling floral. So if you don't like the opening, unfortunately that takes a long time. So if you don't like the opening, it's going to be a case of you waiting for a long time. But it kind of like has two shifts where when it dries down, like later on, like after you've actually forgotten about it, and you put your hand on your nose like this, you're like, what is that beautiful floral that I'm getting from this fragrance? So kind of feels like it has maybe jasmine there that pops out, or some floral that they have used there that kind of endures and then ends up, you know, sticking out, but way later. But for the start of this fragrance, just to expect a niche type of fragrance, not your common type of DNA, but without being very complex. Something that feels like a little bit of Jazz Club there punched up with warm spices, you know, that allspice or like a nutmeg, maybe cinnamon there, and a little bit of wood and a very faint tobacco. So that is what I can say about it. Genderless, in case you want to gift it to somebody. This is a DNA that I feel, you know, can be worn by anybody and any age group. Nothing screams out in this fragrance for now. If it changes, I'm definitely going to come here and update, but it just feels like a warm, cuddly fragrance that I can even wear to bed. That is what I can say, guys, about Infini Elixir by Maison Alhambra, the latest edition in my collection from the house. Do let me know in the comment section, guys, if you own this fragrance. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know if I nailed it, if you do have side effects. If not, is the description something that would make you want to buy this fragrance? I would love to know. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. Do turn on post notifications, guys, while you're at it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.